Hey everybody, this is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. So if you watched a prior video on our Vespa Motorsport YouTube channel, I showed how to put these trick Rizoma levers on your Vespa GTS model. So whether you have a GTV, 6 Giorni, 2006 Vespa GTS, or this latest new Impulse Orange GTS 300 HPE, the levers will fit, and the same goes with the bar end mirrors. So GTSs have always come standard with metal bar ends. We're going to do a set of much smaller trick 80mm Rizoma Spy bar end mirrors. They fit both the left and the right side. You're going to need a pair of them. The part number is RBS 285B for the black version of these mirrors. They do have some little red accents that will go perfect with the levers that have some red accents we added to them. And then you have these big gaping holes in your handlebar covers. Well, short of getting crazy and refiberglassing this whole cover and making it smooth, we have several options on our Scooter West web store on covering these holes, but Rizoma's solution for these holes is a nice, elegant, simple hole plug, and we'll put these on as well. So RZVP014B. Just search the Scooter West web store, or just type the word Rizoma and you'll see all the fun products. Most of them are specific for the Vespa GTS, but also such as these bar end mirrors are fairly universal. You could technically put them on a Primavera Sprint. You could look at my prior video of putting bar ends on I think it was a Primavera Sport. The bar end mirrors pretty much install the same way you put a replacement bar in. So let's get right to it. We're going to put the plugs in. We're going to go ahead and remove the bar ends first. So to remove the stock bar end on a Vespa, you need one of 3 different fasteners depending on what type of bar end or what year. If you have a newer Vespa, it's going to be a T30 Torx driver. If you have an older one, it's going to be I think it's a 4mm Allen key. If you have the top case with the larger bar ends, you're going to need a 5mm Allen key to remove these bar ends. So go ahead and remove both the left and the right side. And what's included is 2 machined plugs. They also have an Allen screw in there with a little rubber plug that covers the Allen screw. So you got to pry those rubber plugs out. And it's pretty self-explanatory how they install. But keep in mind, on your left-hand side, on the newer GTSs, it's going to have a right-hand thread bolt. So reverse threads, essentially. So you can kind of tell which one's reverse thread. I could tell this one. You can certainly do trial and error and try to figure it out, but it's pretty straightforward. So the little flat goes towards the master cylinder, and we'll get a 6mm Allen key and get these installed. So on your right side, it's just got standard threads, and we're going to go ahead and put a 6mm Allen in there, line it up with the lever perch. The flat goes towards the inside, the master cylinder it goes right up against. And just go ahead and tighten this down. You don't need to get too crazy. Just there's like an appearance piece that covers up the hole. And then go ahead and take the rubber plug, and you could push it right into that Allen screw, cover up the hole right there. So it's a nice, elegant little cover that fills in the hole and kind of matches the whole set. You could use it with other types of levers, other bar ends, whatever, if you're just eliminating the mirrors. And again, on the Scooter West web store, we have several different options, not necessarily from Rizoma, the cover these holes here. So let's get to the fun part. We're going to get the mirrors installed. So in the Rizoma mirror kit, you get the mirror, and it has several different spacers with that little plastic washer holding the screw. And if you look under here, there's a couple extra plugs. That's for plugging the mirror holes, on a standard motorcycle master cylinder. Maybe if you're putting on a Vespa GTV or a 6 Giorni, you use that small plug. It would work good for you, but not needed for the GTS model or even the Primavera. So you can see there's a couple different spacers. You need to have a 5mm Allen key. 2 ways to go about this. You can either go the simple way to install it, where we just bolt it on, or you can go the robot way. So we're going to go the full robot way, and I'm going to show you the steps. So if we're just going to bolt it on, you take that little nylon washer off. That's not needed. It's just there to hold the things in place. And if you're just looking to bolt it on, you can either use one or two of these spacers. Not really an issue. You flip the one around, it kind of interlocks in there. You put it in, and the problem is see how there's a little gap right there? I already have the right side, but the best way to get these installed is if you drill this out to 5/8. With a 5/8 drill, it's pretty difficult because clamping something round, and then it will sit nice and flush. And on the left-hand grip, you can have this completely flush for a really nice look. If you go on to the right-hand grip, it's very important to have a couple millimeter gap because you have the twist tube. So I always like getting this perfect. I'd hate to look down there and see too big of a gap. And you certainly don't want too shallow of a gap and have cruise control that's unwanted at all times. So let's get right to it. We're going to do the most difficult part of this project, and we're going to drill this out with a 5/8 step drill bit. And we're pretty much going to take it all the way down until it takes these teeth off. On many motorcycles, they do have special teeth that engage with these, but that's not the case with the Vespas. So I got a standard hand drill. It's got a nice step bit. You can find these at a hardware store. This goes up to about 3/4 inch. We're going to go about 5/8, which is about right there. Just enough to take these two teeth off. You don't want to have just a standard vise. This is a special vise claw, like with they protect products. They either have rubber, or sometimes I have aluminum ones. You can emulate the same thing with wood, but you must do that because there's no way you're going to be able to physically hold that while you're drilling it. So you want to go low and slow. Just keep low drill speeds with this aluminum. It drills really nice. So I warn you, the piece is pretty warm. At this point, we're about 3/8 in diameter on that hole there. So I'm going to flip it around and continue to drill. Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to see much with this soft jaw right here. I got to go a little further in with the jaws so it clamps nice and tight. Very important to use soft jaws, otherwise you'll just damage this part and it won't look good at all on the scooter. So still got a little angle, which isn't what I want, but we'll give it a shot. And at this point, we've taken both the teeth off. That's as far as we need to take it. So the piece is really quite warm right now, but it's drilled out perfectly, and we didn't damage the edges of this nice spun aluminum piece. So come up with your orientation of how you want this installed. You can have it like this and then turn the mirror. You can have it down. Obviously make sure it doesn't impede the lever, not a problem with these Rizoma levers. We're gonna go for, I would call it like the 10 o'clock look. So we're gonna clock it about that much. And FY, I have that hollowed out piece on the end for my last spacer. And I already have the right mirror installed, so I kind of eyeball between the two. And sometimes you got to tip the mirror out of the way to get everything oriented so they look symmetrical. That's always very important. And this point, and you see it closes up that gap really nicely on this side. If you don't do those extra steps of drilling it, you'll have a little bit bigger gap. It's not really a problem, but it does take some specialized tools to drill these out successfully. And go ahead and tighten that. You can tighten about, maybe about 8 or 9 foot-pounds would be adequate. You can get on the scooter. This ball joint has got a really, really nice motion. I wish I can convey that through a mirror, but it moves really, really nice. So you get them in the right position. And of course, if you want to flip them down or do something different, really easy to do. So it's pretty much all it takes to put these mirrors on. They definitely look good. They're very, very sporty. The only downside I would say is they do stick out a little further than the lollipop mirrors. but I would say they have great visibility despite being a smaller mirror size. So there you have it, a full Rizoma handlebar treatment on this 2022 Vespa GTS. Very adjustable, and the last thing you don't really see through the camera is when I look through the glass, it got kind of a nice blue tint. It gives them a really, really techie look. The mirror glass is a very high quality on them, so the visibility is great, and they're highly adjustable, more so than even the stock mirrors, which are pretty good mirrors in my opinion. They work good, I have no problems with them, but these are very adjustable. The only downside compared to the CRG mirror set that we have, those are, they call them the lane splitters on the CRG, which is like a competition to the Rizoma. Those will fold all the way in, and the name of the mirrors kind of entails what you might do. Maybe in the California freeways, you want to flip them in and start lane splitting through that narrow traffic. Well, thanks for watching. This is Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and ScooterWest.com. You can check out all my other recent videos I've been doing, all about all the different Rizoma products, like over 60 different products that fit the Vespa. Some are very specific to the Vespa, some are universal, such as these mirrors. Specific products for the Vespa are like the levers, the mirror plugs, a windshield, horn cover, the radiator grills, foot pegs, and more. They have lots of fun stuff. Lots of good Farkle is a lot of people like to refer to this. Really, really high-end, nice stuff. Adds, you know, definitely a bit of luxury. I probably could have taken this to the next level. I definitely could have put the Rizoma grips that would match, and that would just kind of finish off the whole look. Maybe put a black trim ring around the headlight, same with the speedo bezel. Your imagination can go as far as you want. Thanks for watching. Robot here from Vespa Motorsport and Scooter West.